Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I have my Best in Beauty for 2018 video for you guys. Now, I have done this specific way since I started doing these Best in Beauty videos. I share with you guys new things that I discovered in that particular year, whether they have already been out in the market or they are brand new and I purchased them and they just wowed me that they're worth me saying something to you guys about. So some of these products were either Christmas gifts from 2017 that I started using in 2018. Some of them are new stuff that I tried throughout the year, and some I just fell head over heels for. So as you guys can see from the title as well, this is basically palettes. The majority, 99% of things that I'm sharing with you guys is best palettes of 2018, and that can go for anything because I do not purchase a lot of things. I didn't purchase any lip products, obviously like 2. I didn't purchase any foundations, any primers, anything that it was worth me telling you guys about. So this is what I have for this Best of Beauty. I had mentioned to you guys also that this may change in the future because I'm not buying so much that it may be old favorites that may be showing up or not. But for now, we have Best in Beauty. So if you are interested to see the palettes with maybe 1 or 2 single things, stay tuned. Alrighty, after that long introduction, you guys obviously know that this is majority of it is palettes. So you're not going to see any foundations, powders, primers, eyeliners, you know, that kind of stuff, because I have my favorites and I just stick to them. But there are 2 singles that I do want to share with you guys. I did have a blush favorite for last year, and I've had it for a while in my collection, never used it, and since I'm shopping my stash, I fell in love with this blush, and I still use this blush continuously till this day. And that is the Benefit Rockateur blush. This blush is so beautiful, beautiful. I wore this for New Year's, I wore this for Christmas, I wore this throughout the whole, basically almost the month of December as well. I put it away on purpose during the spring, summertime just to use something else. But this blush, this is a bold statement, but if I were to get rid of all of my pinky, natural, everyday blushes and only had this one, I would be A-okay with it. I actually like this more than Tarte Exposed. I like this a lot more than other blushes that I thought I had a love for. But nope, this one's definitely have been Best of Beauty. I would definitely recommend that to anyone, whether you have mature skin or not, or you're uncomfortable with like shimmery blushes. It has such a beautiful sheen, and it's so soft, and it could build beautifully. Definitely one of my favorites. As far as bronzers, this came late in the game, but I knew I was going to love it. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze. Now, this is in the Fair to Light. If you guys saw my haul, I recently got the medium one. This bronzer is exactly what everyone has been saying. It is amazing. Again, these 2 fall in the same category. Super easy to use. You can have a heavy hand and still look natural. You can have a light hand and build it up beautifully, and they both just blend in with the skin. Super beautiful products. I love these 2. Definitely best of 2018, hands down. It was a gift in 2017 for Christmas, and I used this all year in 2018. I did not put this away when we moved the first time because I wanted to use it. This is the Hourglass Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. Now, this obviously was limited edition, but I have a feeling that some of these are available as individuals. I genuinely love this. I just swirl my brush on all 3 of them. It just gives that natural glow within without looking super metallic-y, but you can make it metallic-y if you wet your brush or your face. It's so beautiful. It looks like if you look up close, you could see that I have used them, but this is going to last me forever, and I love it. This was a gift for Christmas last year, or 2 years ago, I would say, 2017. And I loved it. This is another highlighting palette. You guys have seen me talk about this over and over and over and over and over since I got this in June. This is the Alexa Persico Brighten Me Baby. This is similar to the Hourglass in the sense of the shades, sort of. You guys can see this one just has like a pinkier hue to that first one. But if you want something more in your face, I would go with this one than this one. But it just gives such a beautiful finish on the cheeks. Oh my Lord. And this color all over my lid with an orange bright lip in the summer was my favorite go-to. I loved it. These are stunning, stunning. I love this palette, and I will not, if I wear this over and over and over, I might hit pan on them because you can see the dents in here. This is going to last you forever because these are huge. Great, great highlighting palette. This was sent to me in PR, but you guys have seen, I use this non-stop. I still have it out. I still love it. It's still one of my favorites. Continuing with the highlighting palettes, there are two that came out this year, or two that I got this year that I just loved. I got into more duochrome, more colorful highlighters, and these are no exception. I love using these for inner corner highlights. Stunning, my goodness. These are not, see, Anastasia and Becca do it well when it comes to their duochrome because they're not super in your face. And yes, these look like they have glitter in them, but if you buff these the right way on your cheeks, you are not going to see that glitter on your cheeks. You're going to see that glow. You got to tap off the excess and then buff into your skin. And that way you will not get that highlighter or that glitter flexes. Beautiful. Definitely one of my favorites. I use this constantly. I loved it. And the other one that she came out with was the Dream Glow Kit. Oh, this one's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So, so beautiful. You can see a little divot I have on these two right here where I'm using them all the time. This one definitely is more glittery, but again, if you buff these suckers in, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. You don't have to make these look like what they're in the pan. You can actually do a soft look with these. I'm telling you guys, if you want colorful, glowy highlighters, this was definitely some of my favorites. These two, I have my neutrals, and then I have my colors. These two definitely stood out this year big time. Now, the rest of what I'm sharing with you guys is palettes, palettes, and palettes. This was the year where I used and tried a lot more indie brands. I already had purchased indie brands in the past, not knowing that was a thing. I just did it. And now that indie brands are more popular, I really wanted to go back to my roots because that's what I first started out with was indie brands. Honestly, Coastal Scents, Alexa Persico, Concrete Minerals, like they were the first brands that I actually invested in. So to going back to indie brands, I knew it was going to be a big change for my channel to go and test these out. And I knew it was going to hinder my channel, which it did, you know, but it is what it is. And I couldn't be happier with my decision. Honestly, I could not be happier. So I'm going to share with you guys, the majority these are indie brands, and then some you guys I just love. First and foremost, I'm going to give you the one that made me fall in love with color looks again. BH Cosmetics came out with this Weekend Festival palette. And this palette just reminded me how much I love color, how much I wanted to get back into color. I've always been a colorful person, and I steered away to go with the neutral shades, even though I still love my neutral shades. But this just like it clicked the light bulb. It was like, ding, oh, Alex, remember, you love this stuff. And this just made it so good because you have neutral shades, but the neutral shades aren't so blah and boring. It's such a beautiful palette. I kept using this over and over and over. I've done so many looks with this. I have come back on camera using this constantly. I love that one. The other one that I fell in love with was Violet Voss. This is the Flamingo palette. Now, some did not like this. I loved it because it came with I think it was 5 different formulas in it. You had mattes with glitters, you had shimmers, you had metallic, you had glitter toppers. So there was different finishes to this palette, so you didn't get just your typical colorful palette. I love this. Love this palette to death. You could see some of the divots that I have in this. It's just such a beautiful palette. Oh, you can see it there better. It's such a beautiful palette. This was limited edition. I'm still using it. I still enjoy it. Definitely one of my favorites. Now, before I get into more indie brands, this is my honorable mention. This is the Emily Edit Makeup Revolution palette. Now, I did a full review on this. I've done palette bingos, 2 looks, 1 palette. I believe I did 2 looks, 1 palette with this one. I may have done it with this one. I know I did a collab with Drea. I've done looks with this in general. Anything that is pertaining to any of these palettes, eyeshadow palettes that I'm sharing with you guys, will be linked down in the description box, because I'm pretty sure everything I'm sharing with you guys has been used on camera. So this is my honorable mention. Now, I'm not 100% in love with this palette, but I do enjoy it a ton. If I'm going to reach for a big palette, this is the one I reach for. This is the one I want to reach for Christmas and for New Year's, but I wanted to try other things. But I go back to this palette constantly. The eyeshadows are not blowing out of this world. You have to build them up, which is fine for those that don't want a very pigmented eyeshadow. And the color scheme that she picked out is just, I'm so proud of her. Whenever a collab comes out with a YouTuber, and they tend to be more of a everyday neutral type of eyeshadows with maybe a pop of color, they normally don't come out with this type of color scheme. And I was so happy that she did. And I have waited so long for her to come out with a collab palette that it doesn't matter what it is, I was going to get it and enjoy it. And sure enough, that's what happened. I do. I really like this palette. She did a great job for what it is. You know, it's not a high-end palette, so I can't expect too much from it, like I mentioned in my review, but it is beautiful. She did great with the color story. I'm very, very happy with this palette, so I still would recommend that palette if you're starting out, want color, want to support her. So that's that. Juvia's Place. I have had them for years, never really used them on camera. I used them off camera, and this was the year I really showcased them on my channel. And this one by far has been my favorite palette they have come out with. This is the Freak palette. I don't know, there's something about this palette that I just love it, love it, love it. I still have yet to get the new palette. I'm pacing myself because I know they're going to come out with another one. I might as well get a bundle set or something. But this is the latest one that I've gotten that's been colorful, and I love it. I did 2 looks on palette. I used every single shade in here. It is just so beautiful. Love this palette to death. So this one definitely stood out for me as far as Juvia's Place goes, because I enjoy that one. This again was the year that I wanted to try international indie brand. So I did do that, and I forgot to pull the other one out, but this is Blush Tribe, and I also tried Certified. They're both sister companies, like I mentioned. They're just amazing, amazing. This is the Hasina palette, the first one. I want to get the second one. I'm dying to get the second one. I did a look with this. Beautiful. My goodness. There is not a shade in here I can say that I hate it in here. Beautiful. This one's the all matte one, which, oh, this one just changed my world. I love matte colorful palettes that are just not rainbow. This is just so beautiful. Love this palette as well. I know I did a makeup playdate using both of these. Love that one. Davina Cosmetics, you killed it. You killed it. You killed it. So this is one of them. I do have another Z palette with some singles on here. This was the Pink Icing palette. I wanted eyeshadows that were soft pinks, mauves, and this is what she came out with, and I love it. These are the 2 highlighters that came with this set here. I love it. I did looks with this. So beautiful. This just reminds me of a night out, romantic night out, Valentine's Day. It's just so beautiful and girly. Love Davina eyeshadows. I bought separate ones on top of this, and I enjoy that one as well. I have them over there. Sydney Grace, you killed it again. I've only bought 1 bundle set from them, but I am keeping an eye on them for 2019. Oh, I fell in love with their eyeshadow formula, and this color scheme is just something I absolutely die over. Greens and blues. You got me a green and blues. These are beautiful. Cannot rave so much about, like, this. I did 2 looks on palette with this. So beautiful. Amazing formula with these as well. Luxie Beauty. These are 2 bundles that I purchased from them, and they kill it with their color story every single time. This is a brand where I have a feeling I will always get their bundles. I will always get their bundles because they're just that good. I can buy the whole bundle and know and trust that every shade will work well. I won't have a dud, and the color selection that they choose is just so beautiful. Love Luxie Beauty. They're definitely some of my top favorites. Last but not least was right at the end. This is Killer Queens Cosmetics. They, Latina owned, amazing color schemes. I adore them. They are so personable. I really like the owners of the company. I don't know them personally, but The interactions that I've had with them, the girls, I think it's 2 women, they are just amazing, amazing. The colors that they picked out, the names are adorable. I love them. I love their brand. This is another brand where I want to continue to support and love because they just do it so well. So guys, that is it. Anything that I have done, I didn't swatch anything because you guys, I've done reviews and swatches of basically every single palette I shared with you guys today. This is what I've been loving this year. It has been indie brands. It has been, you know, the small one that's wanting to make it out there is who I wanted to support in 2018. And I have discovered amazing, amazing companies, amazing brands, amazing eyeshadow formulas. And I've been so happy to share it with you guys because I know a lot of you guys either have told me you've purchased them because you've seen reviews on it or you wanted something different and you found something, and I'm so happy about that. I still want to continue to support indie brands in 2019. Obviously, you guys know I am on a low buy, so I will be pacing myself on what I'm going to purchase, who I'm going to support, because I do want to try newer ones as well, like ones that I haven't tried. And I really do like what I discovered in 2018. So that is it, guys. I will link everything down in the description box if you want to see more in-depth reviews, tutorials, swatches of anything that I shared with you guys today. Thank you again for a wonderful 2018. I cannot wait to see what 2019 brings us as far as makeup goes. And I will catch you guys in another video. So don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye, guys.